Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, all. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about the topic delegation of authority. This topic comes under staffing and related HRD functions of management. That is in the fifth module of our syllabus. Delegation means the transferring of authority to the immediate subordinate in the organization. That means in the process of delegation of authority, a manager or a superior in an organization will transfer a part of his authority to his immediate subordinate for performing some jobs on behalf of the latter or on behalf of the manager or the superior for organizational purpose. According to Lewis A. Allen, delegation is the entrustment of responsibility and authority to another and the creation of accountability. From that definition, you can understand that by the way of delegation of authority, the responsibility and accountability will be automatically transferred to the subordinate in the organization. Another definition of delegation of authority is that when out of the total authority held by a superior, a portion thereof is passed on by the superior to a subordinate to enable the latter to perform some job on behalf of the former for organizational purpose. It is known as delegation of authority. From this definition, we can understand that in case of delegation of authority, only immediate subordinate will get authority from his superior, and he is getting a part of authority held by his superior in the organization, and that superior is transferring this authority for performing some organizational duties on behalf of the superior. Next, importance of delegation. The first advantage or the importance of delegation of authority is that delegation will reduce the workload of the managers or the superiors in the organization. By the means of transferring the authority to the subordinates in the organization, a manager can concentrate more on the strategic activities or the important policy matters of the organization. It will help a manager to reduce his workload. Second advantage of delegation of authority is that it facilitates quick decision making. By the means of transferring authority to a number of individuals in the organization, they can improve the speed of decision making. That means when more number of individuals are dealing with the decision making process, it will facilitate quick decision making. Then another advantage is that delegation helps to improve the job satisfaction of the subordinate. By the transferring authority to a subordinate in the organization, a manager can improve the motivation level of his subordinates. When a subordinate in the organization gets authority for the decision making process, he will automatically motivated to perform the jobs that is assigned by his superior in the organization. It will ultimately contribute to the job satisfaction of the subordinates in the organization. Another advantage of delegation is that it will help an organization to maintain healthy relationship between the managers and subordinates in the organization. And another importance of delegation is that delegation enables a manager to obtain the specialized knowledge and expertise of the subordinates. And the last advantage, delegation helps to ensure continuity in business because managers at lower levels are enabled to acquire valuable experience in decision making. They get an opportunity to develop their abilities and can fill higher positions in case of need. So, delegation is an aid to executive management. And then stages of delegation of authority. The first stage of delegation of authority is that determination of results expected. In this stage, a manager will clearly define the results he is expecting from the part of the subordinate to whom he is going to transfer the authority. The second stage is that assignment of duties. In this stage, the manager or the superior will assign the duties to his subordinate in the organization. And the third stage and most important stage of delegation, granting of authority. In this stage, the manager or the superior will transfer the authority, the required authority to the subordinate to perform the assigned duties. Then the last stage, creating accountability for performance. In this stage, a manager will try to make the subordinate responsible or accountable for the performance of the duties assigned to him. Next, principles of delegation. First principle of functional definition. According to this principle, a manager needs to clearly define the functions, duties and activities needs to performed by an individual in the organization. Second principle of delegation by results expected. According to this principle, a manager needs to clearly define the results expected from the part of the subordinate before transferring authority to the subordinate. Third one, principle of parity of authority and responsibility. According to this principle, a manager needs to ensure a parity between, or he needs to ensure a balance between the authority and the responsibility held by the individuals in the organization. That means he needs to ensure that there is equal responsibility and authority for an individual in the organization. Then next principle of absoluteness of responsibility. According to this principle, a manager can transfer his authority to the subordinates in the organization, but the responsibility for the performance will always vested with the manager. That means responsibility is not transferable. Then next principle of unity of command. According to this principle, there should be only one superior and one command for an individual in a single time in an organization. And the last one, principle of scalar chain. According to this principle, the communications taken place in the organization needs to strictly follow the line of command. That means, suppose the lower level manager in an organization wants to communicate an information to the top management. First of all, he needs to communicate that information to his middle level manager, and middle level manager will transfer or communicate that information to the top management. In the same sense, suppose any one of the top managers wants to communicate an information to the lower level managers in the organization, first of all they need to communicate that information to the middle level manager. That middle level manager will inform or communicate that information to the lower level managers in the organization. Okay, these are the points you need to study from the delegation of authority. First one, the meaning of delegation of authority. That means a transferring of authority held by a manager in the organization to his immediate subordinate, and stages of delegation and principles of delegation and importance of delegation. Principles of delegation and importance of delegation are repeated question for university examination. Okay, that's all. Thank you.